is a proud member of the Tech Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here. Listen to other great tech podcasts at www.techpodcasts.com.
Yo, you are in the right place at the right time, listening to the right thing. Tech Webcast. Congratulations on choosing such an awesome thing to listen to. You are clearly very smart. You're into tech stuff. You love hearing Brad and Jason and their guests chat. And you're probably really good looking too. Well done. So let's get into it. The weekly tech extravaganza that is Tech Webcast. In 3, 2, 1, let's go!
Welcome to episode 234 of the Tech Webcast podcast, recorded on the 13th of April, 2013. Tech Webcast is recorded every Saturday and rebroadcast to Aussie Tech Heads on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Be sure to vote for us on your local iTunes store. Today's guest is Jennifer Ruggiero with Sprint, right? Is that right?
That's right, Ruggiero.
Sorry.
Ruggiero. You got it the third time.
With Sprint to talk about Facebook Home, and joining Jennifer are your hosts, Jody, Steve, Brad, Andrew, Jacob, Casey, and myself, Billy.
Whee!
Yay. That's it.
Excellent.
3 times a
Thank you.
charm.
Good to have you on, Jennifer. Welcome.
Oh, thank you so much. Happy to be here.
Yes, indeed. We'll talk to you very shortly. Steve, what's up?
This, that, and the other. Not much, really.
Do you watch any cool TV shows on your new TV lately,
Oh,
mate?
yeah. I've been with the, I use XBMC Media Player on my piece at the Mac Mini in the living room, watching all my shows online, or the ones that I miss. Occasionally I try to watch it live when I can, but it's great.
Way to go, Steve. Way to go. Way to go. What show have you been watching again? Name the show again.
Revolution. That's the one I've been...
Yep.
Well, there's actually about 7 different shows I watch at any one time, trying to catch up on all of them.
Actually watch them.
Simultaneously?
So you don't actually watch the 7 shows at the one time.
Well, no, obviously not at the same time, but it'd be
I'm
kind
like,
of cool.
wow, puts me to shame.
I know, right? Me too. I was thinking the same thing.
yeah, same. So check out the show Sons of Anarchy too, by the way, too. Steve, if you watch that show, it's a great show.
Yeah, I think it's online too.
Is Jacob, what's up? Welcome back, mate. Jacob,
I'm still here.
please be aware of the question I'm asking, mate. Unmute your mic. Oh my God. I'm gonna hang up on you.
What?
You got an echo, Jacob.
Yeah, kill the echo.
It's not me. It's Casey.
No, hold on.
Not Casey.
Did you ask me again, Brad?
How are you, mate?
I'm good.
Okay, that's good. Andrew, what's up?
Hey, Brad, how you doing, buddy?
How you going, mate? How's your week been?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. Yeah, it's been pretty good. Just been working away. Pretty stock standard week. Just same old thing. So, yeah, moving along, doing okay.
Good stuff. I seen a post about the Zafo app. You'll be adding that with Android and iOS at the same time. Putting
Yeah, that's right. We're working on both of them pretty heavily at the moment. So we're expecting a release sort of mid-year. Another couple of months to go. So we've sort of been working away with that. So it's all good.
Check out Zafo.com if you want to check out some cool video stuff. What else? Jody, hello, welcome.
Hey, how are you, Brad?
I'm very well, thank you.
Kind of quiet week here. Not a whole lot going on. I think Jennifer's got the hot news today.
She does.
With,
Facebook Home.
Yeah.
Facebook Home, yep. And you got a friend next to you too, Jody. We're here.
Doug, say hello.
Doug.
Hello.
Doug, how are you, mate? Welcome.
Thank you.
What do you do, Doug?
I'm a Jersey trooper.
Explain more about that.
State police.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah, I'm under arrest actually. So
So you wear handcuffs and stuff?
yeah, it's fun.
Oh,
Sounds
yeah.
like a fun Friday night.
Should we
You
post?
never know.
Should we post bail?
Good of you to let Jody do the show before the lockup.
I know, right?
I think I'm going to deny Jody bail.
Good to have you on the show, Doug. We'll be asking some more questions about what you do, if that's okay. Jacob, what's up, buddy?
Not much.
How's the iPad mini going?
All right, I got it right next to me.
What have you been watching on your iPad Mini?
I've been just working on some apps.
What, making apps?
No, looking at some.
Okay, that's fun. Okay.
Lots of fun.
All right. Have you got any apps you want to recommend during the show? Let me know, okay?
Okie dokie.
All right, we've got Casey on. Hey, Casey, welcome back, mate.
Hey, thanks for...
Well, your mic is really low, buddy.
Okay, let me try this without any echo.
Hello.
I'm doing all right.
There we
Thanks
go.
for having me back.
No problem. We'll have a chat to you very soon about what you do as well and graphic and stuff. And yeah. So, Billy, let's jump into some news.
Sure thing. So Facebook Home is live and ready to be the home screen of your HTC One, HTC One X, HT One X Plus, the Samsung Galaxy S3, the Samsung Galaxy Note 2. Try and load it on a non-supported device, and you'll get told that you'll get a notification when your device is ready. And a Microsoft exec resigns after telling users to, quote, deal with it regarding the next generation of Xbox and how it might require an always-on internet connection to operate. And 3D printing has given the phrase information wants to be free a whole new meaning, allowing raw data to become a real-world weapon with the click of a button. Cody Wilson, the founder of Defense Distributed, is hoping to release files for the world's first fully 3D printed firearm by the end of this month. And BlackBerry is calling on regulators to investigate, quote, absolutely false reports on the Z10 returns. An analyst wrote that he believed key retail partners have seen a significant increase in the Z10 returns, where in several cases returns exceeded sales. BlackBerry immediately refuted those claims and is calling for an investigation. In other phone news, Samsung announces the Galaxy Mega 5.8 and the 6.3 coming to Europe, and T-Mobile sees lines at the retail stores now that they've begun selling their $99 iPhone 5. Google is spreading the Google Play Music love to Australia, Austria, Belgium, Ireland, Luxembourg, New Zealand, and Portugal. These new countries can now shop for their favorite tunes as well as store up to 20,000 for online streaming. And speaking of music, Twitter Music is here today, and you can't use it unless you're famous like Ryan Seacrest. He was tweeting about the app since yesterday. And if you're a non-famous person with an iPhone and want to access it, hang tight for a week. And Apple caves on streaming music royalty rates. First deal to be signed with Universal Music Group next week, with Warner Music to soon follow afterwards. And in more Apple news, they now have been ordered to pay to continue construction on a canceled Apple Store project. The canceled store was to be in the MacArthur Chambers, located in Brisbane. The prime contractor for the project went bankrupt, and for some reason, Apple pulled the plug last November. And in Apple rumors, there's more reports claiming that the next iPhone will include fingerprint tech. Brian White of Topeka Capital says it could be the flagship feature of the iPhone 5S, like Siri was for the iPhone 4S. And those are your headlines.
Well, great news. I really thought Twitter Music would have been out by the end of the weekend, but you're right there, Billy. Next week?
That's what they're saying, yeah, next week.
I can't wait. It's going to be good. I'm looking forward to that. Are you looking forward to that? Are you at all, Billy?
Actually, I think that's a real interesting use of Twitter.
It is. It's going to be really good. Let's go to Andrew first with them stories. Andrew, do you have any views?
Just a couple quick things, I guess. Firstly, this Microsoft exec who is talking about the always on for the next Xbox, I think it's really scary that they want to actually produce and market a product that has to be connected to the internet to work. I mean, even your phone doesn't need connection. You can use it, isolated. So I really do not like that at all. And then the fact that his opinion was basically just deal with it. This is what we're doing. To me, that's really scary. I've got Xbox Live connection and so forth, and sometimes I'm on it, sometimes I'm not. I enjoy the fact that I can sort of be closed off if I want to as well. And just Apple with their store, having to complete a retail space that's decked out in Brisbane, Australia. So that's out in our own space. So I might have a bit of more of a read up on that one.
Yeah, good stuff. Jody and Doug, do you have any views on them? Sorry.
Yeah, well, Doug and I both kind of fixated on the 3D printing thing, and Doug had some thoughts about the guns, the 3D printed guns.
Okay.
I mean, a 3D printed gun is I'm assuming an untraceable firearm.
Oh, well,
correct.
Yeah. Must be. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's all plastic too.
Well, I mean, it's all plastic, but the fact of the matter is that, I mean, if it fires a real round out of it, it's a lethal weapon, correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I've
Pretty
seen
crazy.
a video. Now, somebody didn't do a complete gun, but they 3D printed the receiver that has the firing pin mechanism and all that, and they managed to fire, I think, 3 rounds before it jammed. But I don't think it'd really be. I don't know. I just don't see 3D printing be very reliable for guns. I mean, I don't know.
I don't with the technology that's there currently, but I see 3D printing evolving and getting better and better, and I can see this being an issue down the road.
Yeah.
I guess that
It's
means
far
do
off,
we
I
start
think.
banning 3D printers very shortly? These plans are meant to be coming out in the next month or two. It makes a 3D printer potentially a weapon, and I'm sure Casey can add a little bit more to that, being around graphics himself.
That whole 3D printing thing, okay, they did that. They showed the gun. They showed them printing the gun. They showed the video of him firing off 3 or 4 rounds. And Doug can back me up on this. But when you fire a round, it's not coming out cold. That's coming out hot, and that's a composite plastic. I'm sorry, but you've got your tube that your bullet's firing out of. That's getting hot. And if you got a semi-automatic, an automatic weapon like that that's going to fire rounds that fast, it's going to get hot. It's going to melt. It's going to be potentially become a danger to the person firing it.
Well, maybe they shouldn't be firing it in the first place. You know, I mean, maybe
Exactly.
What,
they shouldn't
what
be
they
making it in the first place. There is no logical use to print a 3D gun that actually works to even be able to fire off accurately and safely any kind of a round.
That's
oh,
true.
there
And
you
then-
go, trying to apply logic.
Well, even another aspect to that whole thing is, I mean, now you have this 3D plastic gun that's an actual real gun, and let's just say somebody sets it down, and now a child comes along. That's a toy to them, but it's anything but. I mean, that's a whole nother aspect to think about, and just the liability on that, which I know they would go back and they would put on whoever printed it out.
How could you tell who printed it?
But I mean,
Maybe the kid gets it on his computer and he prints it.
yeah, I mean that's even a whole other avenue to be
Those
concerned
printers,
about.
those printers like that are so readily available right now. I've been looking at buying a mold printer for the last, I don't know, probably about 4 years now, to be able to do. You can actually design your own wedding ring, and it'll print it out to make the mold.
You're not going to cheap out like that, are you?
What is the
What's
price
that?
point on something like that on a 3D printer? What, since you've been looking at them, I'm kind
Something-
of curious.
Something that size that he showed on that video, something that size, you're looking at lowballing at around 35,000.
See that I don't see the average consumer going out and spending money on something like that.
When
Is
they
that-
could
I
buy
don't
a
think
real
that this
gun,
is. I mean,
yeah.
I'm
Right,
not in the
but
market.
How much do you think you can sell the
price is
guns
only
for?
a matter of time, because it'll come down in price as we get further along in the development and as the technology advances. I say within the next 5 to 10 years, it's going to be about $100, and we're going to have these in our houses. And while you wouldn't necessarily print a wedding ring, what you could do is you could design it so that you could take that design to then someone who would make the molds and everything from there to make the nice piece of jewelry.
You literally can. You do that, and you can make the mold from that.
Right.
And it's all one deal. It comes with the actual wax, or not wax, but the clay piece and stuff that it prints it out. It does all that, and then you have a case that you put in. Then you put your mixture in that solidifies around it. You pull the mold apart, and then you have your mold for your ring.
Like you mean like an amalgam? Is that what you're talking about when you put the gold amalgam or whatever it is?
Inside the mold, yeah.
In the mold, yeah. But you know, it's funny because, like, you know, what I see as an application for this is like kids printing their own Barbie dolls or making their, like, you know, Gumby and Pokey, and you know what I mean. I would not
Something
have thought of
like
this
that
for a weapon.
Jody, something like that will never be a household item.
I don't know if I agree with you. I think that things that we thought would never be a household item, like who would have thought years ago that you would have a computer in your pocket?
Yeah, I agree
Yeah,
with
that's
Jody.
true.
People are going to have it, and people are going to. This is where it's going to be copyright lawyers like dream come true, because they're going to have so many battles. Because okay, so there's a GI Joe, and if someone makes their own digital GI Joe and prints it out themselves, then puts that file online, why would someone necessarily buy the GI Joe figure? Because now they can get it and print it themselves. So there's going to be a whole world of copyright things potentially happening.
But I think the problem is the copyright. It's going to be on such a small micro scale. I mean, you're going to have your big scale as well, but there's going to be so much micro scale. They're not going to know what to do with it. When CD burners first came out, however many years ago, one of my mates was one of the first, early adopters, and he was charging people $10 for a CD, a music CD, when they'll cost $30 in the store here in Australia, and he was running off enough to keep his friends, family, and neighbours happy and so forth. And once you start to multiply that by thousands of little guys doing, 10, 20, 30 CDs a week, it's a micro scale that the copyright laws can't really do anything about.
Yeah, it's just like when they used to videotape, TV programs and such. As long as you didn't, mass, like broadcast it over the internet or something like that, just had it in your household type of thing, and don't try to sell it. Then, and I think people will get away with it, or be fine.
And maybe, JD, as you said, they'll make Barbie dolls and things, but if you can go to the store and buy one for $5 or $10 with the logo, and kids are brands, they like to see the logo and the plastic wrap, maybe they'll do that. But this may be something where at home they can actually produce their own custom sort of Barbie doll. So there might be Barbie gets in and creates a mold to do at home, and you can sort of customize it and suit yourself. So there's some benefits there as well.
Yeah, and then
That's if the manufacturers get ahead of it.
And when they start melting, they can be zombie apocalypse Barbies.
That's fun.
I'd buy that.
Jacob, what's your view on any of these stories? Be quick, mate. We need to move on. Quick, what's your view on these stories, Jacob?
Xbox, I would not buy it if it was always on.
You know why you couldn't buy it? Because you get no money. What
No,
else?
because
yeah, go on, Jake.
no, because that power thing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want it to be on all the time. That would be just wasting power there.
Right, good point, mate. Good point. It's a good answer. Steve, what's your view on them stories?
Oh, yeah, I pretty much told you with the 3D gun and stuff.
Good answer. What about you, Jennifer? Any views on them stories?
Yeah, actually, I have a different view on the Xbox story, and I hope you guys are not going to hate me for this. But okay, let's take a look at digital media, right? We have our Roku, we have a Boxy Box, we have all these streaming devices that are always on, always connected to the internet to access our media, to access our movies. And do we ever even, I for one, never use DVDs anymore, Blu-rays.
Nope.
I just, that's old technology to me. So when it comes to gaming and an Xbox or any gaming system, I want it to be completely connected to the internet. I don't want to have to stick a DVD into the device and have to deal with that. I don't want to have to go out and purchase that. I'd rather just download it. And I understand people want to sell their used games, but you know what? I think that this is going to start changing, and we're going to be going in the direction of always on, always connected to the internet, just like we do with our media today, just like we do with our movies, so that's kind of my take on it. I think this is where we're going with this is where we went with film and with TV shows, and now we're going to do that with video games.
Yep,
so.
Exactly. You can actually save the game on Xbox already now with the already, do that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So
I'm for it. So
yeah, for sure. Jennifer, so welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And tell us about what you do.
Well, I currently work for Sprint, but that is about to change here in the near future. And I am trying to get more into new media, actually, and looking to move into that direction. So that's kind of what I do. And I play with a lot of phones, and I have a lot of different devices, which is really fun. I'm very passionate about it. So
you're so lucky. You have so many phones.
I do, yeah. So I do have a Galaxy S3 in front of me. right now.
Good stuff.
And that is one of the phones that we're able to do Facebook Home on. And we had mentioned Facebook Home.
Yes.
And so let me tell you a little bit about this, because I think most of you guys probably haven't tried this. I think Casey's tried it as well. But so Facebook Home is a launcher that Facebook just released today for Android devices. And it is only available for just a few. I think it's 4 different Android devices: the GS3, the Note 2, the HTC One, 1X, 1X Plus, and then the HTC First. So it is available for the GS3. So I installed it as soon as it came out today. And basically, it changes your entire lock screen to what they call cover flow. And cover flow is an interface where you'll see your friends, your Facebook friends' status messages pop up and change screens every time the new status message posts, as well as any activity that's going on with your personal Facebook page. If someone likes something or sends you a message, you can like something just by double tapping on the screen, or you can comment by tapping the message and commenting. So that's pretty cool. It's nice, but it's really if someone whose entire life revolves around Facebook is what this is good for, in my opinion. So some of the things that, like let's say I'm here on the lock screen and I want to get out of this lock screen, out of cover flow. I only have 3 options. I can either go up, swipe up to access my apps, swipe to the left to access Facebook Messenger, or swipe to the right to access the last app that I used. So it's not that much that you can really do with it. It's just Facebook or your apps. Versus, on a regular Android device, you have all your different widgets and your customization that you have. So let's say if I do access apps, I am able to access everything that I have on here, as well as get back to my main Android screen by hitting more. So they do have that option built in. One of the other options that they do have is with Messenger. They actually made it so that you can access your SMS messages through the Messenger app. So if I go over to Messenger, I'll see all my texts that arrive in. And that's something that you opt into. You don't have to have it that way. But it's nice to have everything kind of like unified messaging all within messages. It's just your Facebook messages and your SMS. So that's nice. If you're, I think, this definitely hits a certain audience. Then the other thing that they launched today, which is available for all Android devices using Facebook Messenger, is chat heads. And chat heads are little heads that pop out. You pop it out of your Messenger. And so anytime you receive a Messenger message, the chat head stays on the screen no matter where you are. So let's say I'm in Google Plus and I'm doing whatever on Google Plus. And Brad, you send me a message in Messenger, Facebook Messenger. It will come through over Google Plus in your little chat head. So that's nice. It makes it so that you can continue the conversation no matter what you're doing on your phone. And I like that. It works pretty well. So, but yeah, so it's not for me, but Facebook. My life doesn't revolve around Facebook, but it's for people that are really into Facebook and use it a lot, and that's their world, and that's how they connect to the internet. I think I think it's geared towards those users.
Exactly.
Right now, go ahead. I'm sorry, Brad.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree with you, Jenna, 100%.
I was just and I was going to say in the App Store right now, it only has 2.5 stars out of over 1,600 ratings. So as people are, it's only been not even 24 hours. So I guess people aren't really giving it a fair chance yet, and they're quick to judge. But
exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, Jacob, got a question for Jennifer. Go ahead, mate.
2.
Go ahead, just ask.
Yeah.
Just ask, go.
Yeah, I have one from Brent. He was wanting to know, how is it to work with the CEO of Sprint? And,
I don't work. Should I answer that one first?
Yeah, go ahead. You can answer that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll ask after.
Okay, Dan Hesse is a wonderful CEO. I've never worked with him alongside, of course. I work in Greensboro, and he's, at the headquarters. So, but he's been a wonderful leader. He's really turned the company around, in my opinion, and has done a great job. So, he's a super nice guy, very down to earth, and gets things done. So,
all right, go ahead, Jacob. What's the next question?
When did you start working at Sprint?
15 years ago.
Oh, that's a long. That's a long time. What's your favorite phone been so far, Jennifer? Since you've been working at Sprint.
My favorite phone?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yes.
Oh gosh, I don't. It might be the Note 2. Between the Note 2 and the GS3, I really love both of those phones. But gosh, I've had a lot of phones throughout the years. Going from the big funky brick type phones to the tiniest little phones that you could imagine to what we have today. So it's really come a long way. It's a lot of fun to see where mobile tech has gone. I mean,
definitely.
It's amazing.
Got a question for you, Jennifer.
Yeah.
We've gone from obviously the smaller phones, and now we're at these bigger phones, the Samsung S3, Note 2. We've got these huge phones, and obviously it's around real estate on the screen for content. Looking further down the track, being in the industry, if we get some kind of sort of hologram pop-up or something like that, are we going to go smaller again? Like, if we don't need all of that real estate sort of thing? I know it's a bit of an out-there question.
Yeah. It's just, no, that's crazy, because you know what? I just posted something like that on Google Plus the other day, saying how I foresee holographic technology in smartwatches. I really do. I think that we're going to get to smaller technology, and we're just going to have a holographic image pop out, and that's going to be what we have. I mean, I haven't seen that per se, but that's you kind of feel the same way. That's great.
Yeah,
that's glad I'm not alone. Yeah.
So we can be
so I think
together.
exactly. But I really think it's going to go that way. It just makes sense. It's definitely, the technology is there. It's just rolling it out. So,
all right, good stuff. Jody or Doug, any questions for Jennifer?
Yeah, Jen, what do you think of Android versus Apple? Do you have a pick?
I consider myself device agnostic and platform agnostic, but I think I might lean a little bit towards Android, just because I like the control. But I will say that I will always, as long as the two platforms are relevant, I will always carry both devices and use them both equally, and I do that today.
How do you do that?
Wait, say that again. How do I do it? I just
one in each ear and listen in stereo.
Oh no, but
one in each hand.
But I do. I have both of them side by side right now. It's just, and I don't go anywhere without them. So
that's so cool.
I don't know.
That's so cool.
Is it like what's?
What's that?
Go ahead, Andrew. What are you going to say?
I was just going to say, what you send an SMS from one, and then the next SMS goes from the other device, and then the next one goes from the other device.
No, I have two separate numbers for each one. So, but no, I will answer, like a Facebook message on one, and then on the other, and a Google Talk message on one, and then answer on the other. Yeah, I do that. I go back and forth.
All right, Casey. Any questions for Jennifer?
Anything new as far as the S4 coming anytime soon, or?
Yeah, I know it's coming really soon, but I don't have an exact date on it, unfortunately. So I'm not sure. But no, I haven't heard any new news other than what we all already know about the S4. But I am going to get the one next week, the HTC One, and I've heard all the reviews on that so far have been phenomenal. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Jennifer, do you have any rumors on the new iPhone or that, or iPad Mini?
Have there been rumors about the new iPad Mini?
I don't know. I'm just asking you because you're in the.
Oh no, no, I don't have any. I'm sorry. No.
Steve, any questions?
I actually just want to mention the news story that they were talking about earlier about the new iPhone may be delayed because of the I guess they're going to put a finger scanner on it or something like that. Maybe a new camera, so it's kind of delaying supposedly the iPhone coming out or something like that.
Okay. Yeah.
That would be interesting. What do you guys think about that, though, if you had a finger scanner? I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I think it might be quite fun. Andrew?
I don't know. I think we've had finger scanners for laptops and things, and I think it's a bit gimmicky, personally. I think we do it at the start and it's great and we show our friends, but then we stop doing it again?
Mm-hmm. Maybe it's kind of like
with the iPhone. With the iPhone, you figure you're swiping your screen anyway, and it's an extra level of security. I see that as being a really good thing. I think it's a good move.
I don't know.
I wonder if it's going to turn into what the the face unlock is. You know, like how gimmicky the face unlock was for Android and how unsuccessful it was. I wonder if it's going to be like that, or I don't know. I guess we'll see. Hopefully, it will be better than that.
What are your thoughts, Casey? Would you use that a sort of finger scanning thing?
No. No, with me dealing with the ink and paints and stuff all the time, I get that stuff on my fingers. It won't, if it's going by, your actual fingerprint, it wouldn't read it, and half the time I'd have a hell of a time getting it to work.
Yeah, we have one at work, and I hate that thing. It broke. The sensor fell out on the machine.
Nice.
So I don't know. We'll see.
Does anyone know with the new iPhone whether they're actually going to be changing the physical handset itself, like the 4 and 4S were the same? Are we going for a different physical handset? Does anyone really know yet?
On what?
On the new iPhone that's coming out, is it actually changing the form factor?
Yeah, the conjecture is what I heard most recently is that they're going directly, instead of a 5S, going directly to a 6. And that they're changing it in that the screen is going to extend all the way to the edges. But of course, it's all conjecture until they actually come out with whatever it is.
Well, I heard
I'm using the 4S, and I'm going to skip the 5, and I'm really hoping that the 6 will actually be something a bit new, because going from the 4 to the 4S wasn't that much fun.
Well, you know what though? I mean, what they said, it's interesting. I read an article recently, and they were saying that going from 4 to 4S, that's exactly the perception that people have, and that Apple has been somewhat unusual in their naming conventions in that they haven't followed one. So if you think about the iPad, they went from the iPad to the iPad 2 to the new iPad, and then the iPad Retinal. So it was like, what? It wasn't 2, 3, 4. So they're saying that the conjecture is that by skipping the 5S and going directly to the 6, they can influence a lot more sales than people who think, oh, well, it's just another iteration of the 5.
Absolutely.
Makes sense.
And if that doesn't work, they can just call it the Apple snake, lolly snake or something, or jelly bean, I think it is.
That's funny. That's funny.
Or cicada.
The Apple mistake.
I was just going to mention to you, Steve. Steve, do you just said, and when Andrew asked you about the iPhone, and you said something. What did you say?
Oh, I heard that the iPhone is supposedly going to have the same screen size, but that's one of the things I've heard. But who knows? Okay. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So, Doug, you're first in your new podcasting, mate.
You talking to Doug?
Yeah, Doug. Is he new to the podcasting?
Yeah, he's never done this before. He's never been on Hangouts and
brand spanking new.
Good on you, mate. Do you get into the technology?
I am. I mean, I get into technology, and obviously with the phones, I'm not a big gamer or anything like that. But with the phones and everything, and with iTunes and music is a huge aspect of my life.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I agree.
But being an officer of the law, what kind of technology do you have in the cruiser?
We've got all kinds of fun things in there.
You still
tell you.
Can I play with the siren?
Hey, Doug, do you carry guns or do you carry
That's low technology.
Well,
do you carry guns? Do you carry guns, Doug, or do you carry them other things now?
I carry all kinds of weapons. Yes.
Can you name a couple?
Well, I mean, obviously, I have a an issued sidearm that I have. I have a Benelli Superloader 12-gauge shotgun, semi-auto, and then I also have an AR-15, and I'm an instructor on all those platforms.
Oh well, good stuff. You ever been on the show Cops?
No, no, but I sure as heck have lived it.
Okay, that's good.
I've worked. I've worked extensively in Camden, New Jersey.
Okay. So, what's the craziest thing you've seen that you can tell us?
I probably would not be suitable for broadcast.
What about the craziest person you've arrested?
Well, probably one of the craziest. I mean, I'm not really saying crazy because I mean that's kind of being subjective. But I mean, one of the funniest things I had was a person that I stopped for suspicion of drinking and driving.
Okay.
So I was giving him the field sobriety test and everything, and I had him, the old walk the line. I mean, everybody seems to do that no matter where you are.
Mm-hmm.
I had him walk the line, and he walked the line perfectly forward until he went in reverse. I explained to him the test to turn around, and instead of turning around, he did a perfect moonwalk. Backwards.
Oh, that's great.
That's funny.
He looked like, he looked like, how was that? And I
Did
just
you fail him?
burst into hysterics. Yeah. We brought him in, but I mean, the moonwalk was great. I mean, it was pretty good.
That is so funny. What a great story.
Yeah, great story. Great story. So Jody, any questions for Doug?
Doug, how do you feel about all this new technology? You think you'll use Google Plus?
I think perhaps if I'm with you, because I would definitely need a good tutor and a safety bailout, because God knows what kind of trouble I could get into if I did something wrong.
I'm sure Jody can help you. She's very smart at them sort of things.
Aw, thanks, Brad.
She's
She is.
She's very smart at technology and social media. Jacob, any questions? Jacob?
Not really.
Okay. All right. Well, let's wrap it up. Jennifer, do you want to mention anything before we go?
Well, I had a question for Doug, actually.
Go ahead. Yep.
Okay. Are you Android or iOS?
I'm iOS. I'm just an iPhone 4, though.
Okay. Well, that's all right.
That's all right.
I'm behind the times.
Phones. They're still good phones.
Oh, yeah. It's a good phone. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't, I mean, the thing is really the thing that drove me. I was Android before going over to the iPhone. And the thing that took me to the iPhone was that my kids, of course, I mean, I've 3 kids, and they all had the iPod touches, and and we had the iPods and all that stuff. So the one thing that I really liked was that obviously I had the iTunes account, and again, as I said with music, I mean, I have days worth of music in my iTunes account, and I wanted one platform. When I went out, I didn't want to have to carry an iPod and a phone and everything. So I thought, if I could put all that in one, what a great platform. And that's what took me. I mean, that's ultimately what took me there, because I already had the iTunes. I basically was already set up for it and everything. And I've had no complaints at all with the iPhone.
Yeah, I agree. The iPhone's great. What about the iPad Mini, Doug? Do you like the iPad Mini?
I've never used it.
Okay, we should go and buy one today. Do you agree, Anne?
Okay.
iPad Mini's great.
Just remember, I mentioned I have 3 kids, so I'm broke.
Andrew, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I think what do I think about what? Sorry,
the iPad Mini.
The iPad Mini. I like it. Look, I've got 2 of the iPads and I've used them all the time, but the iPad Mini is just that little bit more portable, that little bit more easier to use. That I just sort of chuck it in my backpack, or if I'm going somewhere. So I do actually find that I get a whole lot more use out of it. Just that little bit smaller makes it feel much more portable.
All right, and what about the Apple TV?
Apple TV, really enjoying it. Yeah, fantastic. Brad actually hooked me up with one of those for my birthday in March, so it was a nice little gift from Brad. And yeah, really, really loving the Apple TV. So in Australia, the cable TV here is actually quite expensive. So I had it in my previous house, and I've been more than happy just using content from the Apple TV lately.
Yeah, I agree. I reckon it's great. It's a great device. Casey, we are sending you one. So mate, just hang in there, will you?
Absolutely. Yep.
Uh-oh.
Hang in there, mate. Sending you one, and also to that other girl. What's her name?
Yeah, I've been talking to her, so she's got one coming out too. So we're organising that next week, which is good.
What's her name again?
Where are we?
I forgot her name. Steve, any questions while Andrew's waiting for that name?
Oh, no. I'm good.
All right.
Well, while you think for the name, has anyone speaking of Apple products and what the Apple Radio that's coming on the iTunes Radio?
iRadio. When is that coming, Jennifer? I'm looking forward to that too.
I think it's coming this summer, right? According to what they're saying, hopefully this summer, maybe if we're lucky.
Maybe.
But here's the thing: I'm kind of curious if they're going to charge for it. If they're, how Pandora charges, they have free and.
Well, if Apple does iRadio, I'll be paying for it. It's like $4. I'll get it, but anything more than $10, I won't.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
And Tiff Tate, that is, Brad.
Yeah,
Has
Tiff.
got one going
Oh,
out.
Tiff.
Yeah, Tiff.
Yeah, my friend Tiff.
She's
She's
so
cool.
she's good.
Yep.
And this week we've got the JBL takes Coachella. So the JBL Monsters of Tech with guys like Chris Voss, Robert Scoble, Sam Levin, Jen Friel, a number of them running around on a bus doing Coachella. So big shout out to those guys out there.
Shout out to them guys. Enjoy your Tim Tams and your biscuits and whatever Andrew sent you.
Yeah, Brad and I shot some Tim Tams and biscuits and things out to them last week or so, which they received.
Yeah.
So good fun.
The Coachella guys?
Couple of T-shirts and stuff.
Yeah,
I
to
bet
Sam
Chris
and
Voss is going to eat all of it.
to Sam and Chris. Yeah.
Sam will
Oh,
eat
yeah.
it. Chris, take it
Check
all.
out, yeah, Jody. You have to watch. Very funny.
There's a
Hey, he also sent him a lady card.
yes,
Okay.
Shut up,
Is that
Jacob.
TMI?
Tell you what,
yeah,
I'm loving the
it's on mine and
Vegemite.
Brad's Facebook profile. So have a look. It's a bit of a
very,
laugh.
very cool. And Jody, we'll be sending you some stuff soon too. So hang in there.
Okay. If you don't, I'll have to come to Australia and get it.
that we're sending other people stuff, and we'll need to send you some stuff next.
Shit.
So my mum Bev wanted to come to Australia. She's like, Jody's so cool. We could sit around in the pool out the back together and drink cocktails.
I like that idea. I'm coming.
Jody, I'll go with you. I'll ride with you. We'll fly together over there.
Oh,
Okay.
awesome. Awesome.
We'll do the JR tour.
Yay! JR International Tour.
That's right.
There you go. What do you reckon about that, Steve?
Oh, sounds interesting.
Yeah, joining them.
Yeah, maybe.
You can be the sponsor thing, whatever you call them.
He has
Yeah.
to change his name.
So what?
It has to be JR something. Your first name has to be with a J, last name R.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'll think of
Your middle
something.
name can be Steve.
Call me Mr. C.
What about
Hi,
Stacey?
my name's JR, Steve for short.
Yeah.
All right. So Jenny, where can we get you on Twitter and stuff before we go? Wrap it up. Let's wrap this up and yeah. Yep, wrap it up. Yep. Jennifer, where are you on Twitter?
Oh, I'm sorry. On Twitter, I'm J Ruggiero. Actually, if you want, just go to jenniferruggiero.com. Jennifer, well, I can't speak right now. Ruggiero, last name.
Okay, so
Ruggiero.com.
if I put that G plus link in, that would be all there, won't it? None of that.
That's fine. Yeah. Everything, you find everything there.
That link. All right, cool. Jacob, where can we get you at, man?
At Jazzbot32669
Okay. And also
at 1Z.
mention Tech Cluster too, mate, before we go.
Yeah, I want to mention Tech Cluster.
Yep.
Going beyond at 11 p.m. EST.
And who do we have on this week coming up?
Don't know right now.
Yes, you do.
No, my mind's frosty.
Oh my God. Steve, where can they get you on Twitter?
Get me on chatterbox_live.
Okay, me, I'm Brad on Tech Webcast. Jody and Doug, are you on Twitter, Doug, at all, or Jody? You can ask him.
Doug, are you on Twitter?
I am, but I'm not even sure what my name is.
I don't think Doug's a
Forgot.
big social media guy. But you can find me on Twitter as Sunswept, SUNSWEPT. You can find me at my website, webmarkhom.net. And the resurrected A2SM, Addicted to Social Media, which I'm going to have you guys all on. So in the near
Looking forward to
future.
it, Jody. Looking
Yeah.
forward.
Yeah.
And I guess with me, I mean,
Yeah, I
you can
can't-
find
Make sure you get us all on, Jody.
speed on the highways in Jersey. You'll find me, or I'll find you.
What else? Who else have asked? Casey.
I'm on Twitter, CAG101com.
Yep.
If I post anything, it's probably never.
Okay. And also mention your website and stuff, mate. If you want any graphics done, people want graphics.
Yeah, I do graphics, web graphics, video graphics, any kind of media like that. EvolutionGFX.com.
Yes, indeed. And he is the number one graphic person on the internet. Just go to him for graphics.
Absolutely.
Don't go to anyone
Absolutely.
because that's all shit. Andrew.
Thank you.
Andrew.
You can get me at zarfo.com/@Andrew, or you can get me Facebook and Twitter, Ari from Oz, ARIFROMOZ.
Good stuff. But, that, but, that, but that's true, though, Jody, isn't it? What I just said. Jody?
I'm sorry?
Was that true what I just said?
I'm sorry.
You got a 50-50, Jody.
Casey, he's number one on the
Yes.
graphic design.
No, yeah. Oh, take back Casey. Absolutely. Casey rocks.
Yeah. Don't go to anyone else. Bet Casey. Let's go to him.
Casey rocks.
Yeah, he does. Thanks for doing the graphics too, mate, for Tech Luster too.
No problem.
Really good.
We got to update the Tech Webcast one now.
Sure, we can try and do that if we want. Andrew, what's your view on that? Do you think we should or not?
I think that we should.
Think about it.
You got a 50-50 shot too, Andrew.
Yeah. No, we'll update the graphics. Casey's going to do the graphics. He's done a fantastic job on Tech Luster, so be sure to check out Tech Luster and can see his graphics.
Yes.
That starts the show each week. If you like what you see, hook him up.
Definitely. It's not for free either. It's paying stuff too, so make sure you're paying for it. Jacob, what do you want to say before you go?
Thank you very much for being on.
No problem, mate. Thanks for being on. Doug,
lovely,
thanks for being
Jacob.
on. Thanks, Jennifer, Jody. Thanks for being on.
Yes, thank you, Jen, for being on
Thank
the
you.
show. And also, Doug, thanks for your insights
Yeah,
into
thanks,
law
Doug.
enforcement.
Appreciate
Fantastic.
it. That's great, mate.
I got a question for Doug.
Go ahead.
Oh, no.
We'll just keep going.
You ready for this one, Doug?
Perhaps. I don't know. We'll
Do
see.
I do it online or offline?
Okay.
Go ahead.
How many times you pulled up to somebody and did the meow game?
Never.
Oh, come on now.
I know exactly what you're talking about, but no, I've never
Okay,
done
let's wrap this up. Let's not do anything bad here. Let's go. Andrew, thanks, mate.
No worries. Thank you, Brad. Thank
I'll
you,
be
everyone.
in your office on Wednesday. Had to have some food and that.
Looking forward to it, mate.
Good stuff. Thanks, guys.
Hi, Glenn from Aussie Tech Heads. Join Will, Eric, and myself as we bring you the latest, most up-to-date, important tech news that affects you from Australia and the world. Weekly podcast available each Friday through iTunes. Watch the live stream recording of the show at live.thesecrethub.com each Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. or GMT plus 10. Call in live via Skype or chat in our lounge. However you get us, just make sure you do. Listen or visit our website for more information, www.aussietechhead.com.au. Aussie Tech Heads, Australia's longest running tech news podcast.
Well, that's it for Tech Webcast this week. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed having your mind expanded. Tune in next week for more tech talk with Brad, Jason, and whatever crazy guest they've managed to rope in. Don't forget to get the Tech Webcast app from iTunes. Follow us on Twitter at Tech Webcast, and of course, check us out on Facebook too. Until next time, may the tech be with you. Peace.